Now, the second suggestion was that we perhaps try to have a meeting with Terry McPhillips. Again, we are all Blackpool fans at the end of the day. We did try last season was it last season or the season before, to meet with Gary Bowyer. We had to approach that via the football club, and we were basically told in no uncertain terms to go away. I don't know if Gary ever actually knew that we'd asked to meet him or not. But on Tuesday night, before the game with QPR, Terry McPhillips was spotted at the doorway of the main entrance, so I took the opportunity to bomb over and speak to him. And I can say to you that he was actually very keen to come and meet with BST. He's given me his number, and I've said I will obviously discuss this with the members, but he is very willing to come to perhaps an evening, if we want to arrange an evening, to meet the fans. I explained there are thousands of Blackpool fans outside the ground just waiting in the wings to come back as soon as possible. So again, that's something for consideration. Any thoughts on that? Would you like us to arrange something whereby we can actually meet with the current manager?
What would it achieve, realistically? Just for about a million?
I think that as a supporters trust, we are here for all fans, and I know the vast majority of us have decided to boycott. But it is an opportunity to meet with the footballing side and to put the case of why so many Blackpool fans are not inside the ground. And it doesn't mean that we don't love the club, it just means that we are dealing with a much bigger situation.
All I want to get at is it's one of them
all I'm getting at is I don't see really where it's going to go. I mean, in the case of, they must be aware of what's going on. There's no way they're not. So, I mean, he's going to come in and give the view that, oh, well, I'm trying to do this and, you know, whatever's going on behind the scenes. But realistically, is he just going to be paying lip service to them? Is it? What?
I don't know. I mean, for me, the interesting thing is that he was prepared to talk with us and seemed keen to do so, which is different from the Oystons. The Oystons just blocked any attempt for us to contact Bowyer at all.
Which they're going to do,
yeah. So, in a sense, if we did it, I'd see it as building a bridge to the future for when the Oystons have gone, and we're getting a good relationship with the manager. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'm not against it, but I don't know, it's just maybe cynical. I don't know.
Yeah, it is up to the members to decide.
Of course, yeah.
There's a lot of members who do still attend games, not necessarily at Bloomfield Road, but certainly away. And the thing is, from my perspective, I'm thinking of this as something positive, that I do still believe that eventually, hopefully before next season, we are going to get an Oyston Free Football Club. And then we're trying to think to the future and think of what's going to happen. And, you know, if Owen walks out tomorrow, if he's gone tomorrow, all we've got is the existing manager, the team, you know, where do we go from here? And if we've got, as a trust, are so in exile, and I've used that term many times, that we're completely disconnected from the team and the manager, it's a long haul to get back. So it was just an opportunity, really, to build those bridges. But again, it is up to the members. We do this through email, or, we'll get the members to vote on that. Because we don't want to do anything that people don't want to do, but we just wanted to let you know that he is actually very keen to come and meet with us.
I think I just endorse that. I think we're at a point now where we know at some point there's going to be regime change, and when you're strategising where the trust is going to be in 12 months or 2 years' time, wherever it might be, we've got to think about the relationships in the future, and that involves manager, players, the community trust, the wider community, and the way that we interact with potential owners. All these things are all up for discussion, and I think it would be unfortunate if we didn't take the opportunity. It's not linked to Oyston. It literally came. I was physically there when Christine made the approach. It was impromptu. He seemed keen. He seems so far to be a decent guy from what we've seen from afar. And I for one, actually would like to quite hear what he's got to say. It's not going to change whether I go back into the football ground or not before we have regime change. But I do think we've got to think of the bigger picture a little bit and where we're all going to be at that point when we return back. And most certainly I would like to think I've got some connection with the team and the manager on the day I walk through the door, not have to re-establish it after the event. So I would say yes to Terry Phillips.
McPHILLIPS even.
Any other comments on that? We say we will email out to everybody, but...
Can I just say, I was there as well. He could have turned round and gone back into the hospitality, but he didn't. He stayed there, let Christine introduce herself. He knew who she was anyway, because it's in on the telly, so he knew exactly who she was. And he was very civil, and I think it's a starting point, definitely.
Yeah, can we just have a... Obviously we can't vote on it here because there's not enough and there's lots of members that are not involved here today, but can we just have a show of hands on how many people would actually like us to arrange a meeting with them? It's almost unanimous, so right, we'll put that to the members and see where we go with that. Thank you.